Yo, it's Hit Ninja, back with a brand new What If. What if Goku, Broly, and Tarble got sent to Earth? Before we get into the actual video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now before we get into the actual story, guys, I want to set some background information. I'm going to be changing a lot of the events on Planet Vegeta around for the story to work, and to make it a bit interesting. Some of the major changes I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make Vegeta and Tarble twins in this What If, as well as making Bardock suspect Frieza a lot earlier. So without further ado, let's get into the actual story. Coming back from a mission, Bardock is a bit cautious of their new ruler, Frieza, as he notices he's far different from King Cold. Of course they're both a bit cocky in a way, but Frieza is a bit more cautious. This realization causes Bardock to pick up on Frieza's future intentions, and how he may one day destroy Planet Vegeta, out of fear. Rather than trying to warn the Saiyans at the bar like in the Bardock special, he goes straight to King Vegeta. Screaming like a madman, "King Vegeta, Frieza intends to destroy the planet!" This catches the king off guard. He chuckles a bit. Of course he's a lower class Saiyan and is worthless in King Vegeta's eyes, but the king still ponders what Bardock had just said. After Bardock goes on rambling a bit about Frieza, for a bit the guards get him out of King Vegeta's room. The elites there laughing, thinking Bardock is sane. Then the king wonders, thinking about what Bardock just said. Paragus, overhearing this whole conversation, confronts Bardock, believing what he says a bit, and the two start chatting about countermeasures. Paragus brings up his son Broly, and how in the near future he may be even stronger than the prince. Bardock takes this with a grain of salt, seeing as Paragus isn't even that strong himself, but he still considers the idea. The two head back to their homes. Meanwhile, Vegeta goes to the incubator to see his two sons, but he also notices a baby Broly. He grabs the scouter out of one of the doctor's hands, and it explodes. Vegeta, enraged by this, exiles Broly to planet Vampa. As Bardock walks home, he overhears some Saiyans talking about how a Saiyan child being exiled by the king, and Bardock puts two and two together and sneaks over to the pods to reroute the ship. In the meantime, Paragus charges into the king's throne room to ask him why, and Vegeta scoffs at him and tells him to watch his tongue. Paragus, getting more furious by the second, rushes to the pods as well. Paragus is a bit confused on why Bardock's at the pods too. Bardock tells Paragus what he just did, and Paragus thanks Bardock. But Bardock says, "I don't think it's best for you to go after him right now." Paragus asks why, and Bardock says you'd be deserting the Frieza Force and giving away your son's true location. And that would be bad for all of us. If he can truly beat Frieza, he needs to stay alive. Paragus agrees, but is still pissed at the king. Later on that night, King Vegeta has gotten several reports of a Saiyan tampering with the pods, and Vegeta assumes this is Paragus. So without hesitation, Vegeta exiles him to Vampa as well. Bardock tries to confess, but Paragus says it's alright. Paragus' ship takes off, and the day continues. King Vegeta thinks about how he exiled the two Saiyans that day, and how Bardock said Frieza would destroy them, and thinks it may be best for him to send one of his sons off-world just in case. And some background information, guys. Frieza and King Cold only know of one Prince Vegeta, so Vegeta uses this at his advantage. Seeing as Tarble is the weakest one out of the two, he prepares the pod to be sent to Earth with Tarble in it, as his power level is so small it probably couldn't be detected, not telling anyone but Nappa and two other elites. Meanwhile, on Earth, two Saiyan pods crash in two different locations. Roshi and Turtle stumble upon Broly's ship while walking on the beach one day, and Roshi decides to take him in. And Tarble's ship crashes right on the lawn of Capsule Corp. Dr. Brief, a bit curious about the ship, decides to examine it, and to his surprise, a young child is inside. He decides to take it in as well, a study to ship. Okay. So now a time skip, guys. 5 years pass. Goku is born. And all that was the same as canon, with Goku being sent to Earth and Gohan finding him as well. Now we get to the start of Dragon Ball. One day Goku gets back from fishing, just having caught a huge fish. On his way back home, he gets hit by a car, and we all know who's inside. It's Bulma. But she has someone with her this time. It's Tarble. Tarble rushes over to check if the young man is okay. And Tarble notices something about Goku. Something he has as well. They both have tails. Tarble is shocked by this and asks his name. He says Goku. The three chat a bit, and end up heading to Goku's house. They start talking about the Dragon Balls. Then our newly found trio start their journey. That's it for today's What If, guys. Tell me how you guys like this What If in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Hood Ninja. Peace.